thank you for joining us tonight. We have the great honor, and also I think we want to start off with just saying thank you, because if you've seen less trash around the last few months and everything else, you can thank them. And we have Krystina and Kopavi here. Did I get that right?
Yes.
All right. Now, they have a little story about, they started something where it's really a great story. I mean, it really is, as far as community involvement. You guys just wanted to be able to clean things up and stuff. Tell us a little about your background and how you got the project started.
Well, I think everyone can say that this last year has been kind of crazy, and we've all spent more time outside as well as on social media. So for me, growing up in this community and watching this year especially, people post about seeing extra trash along the road.
Right.
We had the flooding of tourists come up here because we had more stuff open.
Yep.
And just, recklessly leaving trash at campsites and all over this beautiful place that we call home. I have 6 kids, so I thought, hey, I can just start this
and you need to keep them busy, right?
Yeah, I can go out for a walk with my kids.
Yeah.
Sadly, we could fill up a couple trash bags on most of the country roads in this town.
Yeah.
And we could post that and inspire people maybe. So I posted something on Facebook hey, if I started this cleanup crew, who would want to join? Mm-hmm. And I think that we got over 200 responses on that.
Very nice.
As well as a few people reaching out personally, like Krystina and Jeff and Ian at the time, saying, we want to be admins of this group, on Facebook, and be there, by your side. Mm-hmm. So,
now, did you guys know each other before?
We were acquaintances.
Okay.
We definitely bonded over trash and have become closer because of it, yeah.
But yeah, she's also lived here her whole life and has children, 3 boys. Her mom works at the school my kids go to.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of, that's the great thing about the community, mm-hmm. right? But yeah, so it quickly went, I started this group in July 19th, actually, on Facebook. And the next day, I was in a car accident and broke my heel. And we had already, set up our first cleanup. So I had to kind of call on my co-admins and say, I feel really bad because we have so many people already interested, but I can't do anything.
Yeah.
But it was crazy. Even the posts from just people in the group over the next couple weeks. Mm-hmm. Natural Bridges was getting cleaned a couple times a week, and
nice.
It was one of the places
it was a mess.
Yeah. Obviously, we weren't able to tackle the graffiti yet, but that's definitely on our list.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's how it started. It was so organic. It was
It was really simple at first, too. I think that was part of it, too. It was just, anybody can just get out there and go clean up. So that's kind of where it started. So it was no major cleanups at first.
No.
I tried to do, with my kids, since we do live in Arnold, we tried to do a cleanup at White Pines during the summer.
Right.
Obviously not when there's snow.
Yeah.
But that's kind of something on Tuesdays we go out and do, and it just kind of started simple, and then we decided to kind of...
Well, and her grandpa,
bigger.
They were able to get signs.
Yeah.
Made, which was a big deal, too, that are up throughout Arnold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're in Arnold. There's one in Murphy's.
People, someone got one by Northwood Drive as well.
Yeah. And they're positive signs.
Just keep the community beautiful. It's not negative.
One thing I think it's worth saying to people watching is that this is one of the great things about small communities, because lots of times if people visit here from a larger town, mm-hmm. they assume that it's somebody else's job to do that. They assume that there's a Parks and Rec department, or they assume that there's somebody that's going to do it. And one of the wonderful things I love about our communities is that not only what you guys have done, but even parks and everything. I mean, it's volunteer driven. And I really think that, especially in today's day and age stuff and what you guys are teaching your kids and everything, it's an amazing I mean, it's an amazing thing what you guys are doing, but also it shows what these small communities are, because people come up here and they think it's somebody else's problem or job, but no, it's going to be the people that live here that are going to be cleaning up after you and everything else.
Part of the motivation, at least for me anyways, was just driving down the road in the summertime and seeing the trash piled up alongside the road.
It just makes you mad.
Yeah. And it's
but you don't want to complain.
Well, and I don't, exactly. Actions speak louder than words, and I'm a big believer in that. And then seeing Kopavi's post about, does anyone want to come? Let's start cleaning up, and that's the thing. We don't need to wait around for it to be done. Let's just get it done.
Just go do it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I do have to say, Public Works, my friend Lori Dodge works for Public Works, and she saw my post and was like, hey, we have stuff for you.
Right, you got the supply.
Yeah, so we were able to go and get bags, orange bags, so if we couldn't, say it was just her and I, and we wanted to clean up a stretch of highway, but we don't have a truck. We can't go to the dump. We can leave the orange bags and just call them up and be like, hey, we left them here.
I didn't mean to say that there was no support, but I mean, you know what I mean? There wasn't.
But you have to look for it.
Yes, correct.
And a lot of the times, it takes more than just like complaining to get stuff done. It takes, and leading by example is being mothers. We know that you can tell your kids something a million times, and you could put up signs in your house like toilet paper is not a toilet.
Yeah,
sometimes you gotta do it yourself. But they end up following by example, even if it takes a long time. And so, with Camp 9 having appliances. There was basically, we called it Mattress Mountain. There was a mountain full of appliances, and it basically was telling people to dump trash here. Like, we allow it. So I feel like setting the example is a big thing right now. And
definitely.
Getting together the most motivated people in this community so that what can we conquer next?
Yes. Right? Yeah. Now, you had some businesses that helped out with, like, some of the heavy equipment and stuff. Who were some of the people that helped, like, equipment and stuff like that you were talking?
Well, Jeremy Leonard,
Yeah.
Not only did he help out, he also was part of the citywide cleanup. I don't know if you heard about that, the Angels Camp citywide cleanup. And
now he's on the city council, right?
Right.
Yeah. So he called me because Shara actually got him for the Camp 9 cleanup, and that's how I met him, was through that. And then I kind of gave him a hard time because he adopted part of the highway, and he pretty much did that entire section by himself. And I'm like, hey, you said you were going to tell me. And he's like, okay, I promise I'll hit you up anytime. So then he was like, we're doing this citywide cleanup. And that was on what date was that? A couple Saturdays ago.
February, which was another amazing thing. Just they were
so many people all over the city, you know,
like-minded volunteers who just want to get out there and do one thing, and that's get it done. Not complain, not point fingers. Just
very nice.
We'll definitely be doing a lot of things with Jeremy, like.
Yeah, he's not the only person who...
Marita Calloway, she showed up to pretty much every single event.
Yeah.
Even
in places where it's not her district. Yeah. She shows up, and she just...
She gets really frustrated if she misses one, too. Yeah. She's like, how am I not? I'm like, I'm sorry. But she's, and just making sure, like, for the Camp 9 cleanup, she made sure that we didn't have to pay for any of the dumping and stuff like that, which was amazing. And then Amanda Follendorf, she asked for some help with the cleanup down in Copper, and then they always have their trailer and ready to help out. So it's just making connections, and
it's really nice we get the support. Like, we can work together with the county and the city and just come together for one purpose and getting things done. And that's what's so great about it. For a really kind of depressing year, this was bright for us. I feel like our Camp 9 cleanup and stuff.
What have your kids said?
Jackson goes with me, actually. My son, he's 7, and he comes with me every week, and he helps clean up White Pines Park, and it's just part of our
part of what you do.
Part of our
Yeah.
it's just part of our routine.
Yeah.
So, and it's also teaching them as well as your kids and all the other admin's kids is pointing out that littering is not okay, and it's okay to pick up after others.
Yes.
And not make a big deal about
My
it.
kids are like, we like to help the bus driver clean up the bus, or we at the end of lunch to pick up stuff. I'm like,
it's a learning
Very
thing for
nice.
them.
that's just the little things that make me feel better.
Yeah.
Because it's and then they always are like, here, Mom, you love trash. They hand me their trash. But I'm it's better than throwing it on the ground.
We're driving down the road look at all the garbage.
You know you're going to get some of that.
Yeah.
Trash Mom. Our mom loves trash.
Oh. Now, you had said before we started, what are some of the plans you have going forward, or could possibly have? Now, you really had some amazing... So you're going to make this a continual thing, but what are some of the other things you guys have been talking about doing?
Well, we just brought in a few fresh perspectives. Jessica Onstead and Stephanie Peffer. We are hoping to reach a point of being kind of like a community outreach hub.
Got it.
Where it's not just about litter, but it's so people that need volunteers could come to us, and people that want to volunteer could come to us, and we can kind of link people up with what suits them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a big goal, but
no, it's amazing.
if it keeps flowing organically,
Yeah.
the way it is, I feel like it's going to work out, and we don't really have that here.
Right.
And this place, I would hate the thought of someone sitting there being like, I need help, but I don't know who to call.
Question, if you had, because I know with the COVID in this year, we've had a lot of people that have moved into their second homes full-time or moved up here permanently. I think isn't Hazel Fisher's enrollment up? I mean, there's a lot of new families. Mm-hmm. Are you seeing anybody that's new to the area that's become part of your group, or is it mostly just people that have been here for a while?
It's kind of hard to tell sometimes because most people do wear masks, and that's part of the great thing about this is we can come out and still social distance and stuff throughout it. So unfortunately,
but everybody kind of has their own little space.
Yeah, and then they go off on their own
Sure.
and they start cleaning up. So it has been kind of hard to meet the new people who come out and volunteer. But
I
for
feel
the
like
most
there's a pretty
part,
good range, though.
Yeah.
But what a great way to break people into the community, right?
Exactly.
It's here's a bag, let's go. No.
Well, and Facebook, I just have to say, for anyone that's trying to do something like this, I mean, I've lived here for a long time, and I have older siblings. I have 6 kids, so I know people from all these different places.
Yes.
But Facebook, it's free. You can join groups where maybe you only have 100 friends, but if you get in a group that has 7,000 people in it, and if you have a cause if there's a need that needs to be met, and you have a passion for it, you will get someone's attention.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
And if you have the right heart for it, it will happen. But yeah, we want to make it easier because we do have the connections.
Yeah.
And we're getting more and more.
Yeah.
So
which is
hopefully
great.
we could be that medium for people.
So you said you're about 1,000. How many people in the group now?
About 1,000.
About 1,000?
On
Very
our Facebook
nice.
page.
Very cool.
And it's also great because it's just a place we can also motivate people to go out. You don't necessarily need to wait around for us to schedule an event to go clean up. You can go out on your own, and it's not only is it make you feel good inside, but it's great exercise. You're out, in nature, doing
Usually
something
it's
good
sunny
for
and nice.
the
So the
earth.
people check in, okay, I'm going to do this section of this street
Yeah,
tomorrow.
we
type of
usually
stuff.
do a pretty good job of organizing.
I think we're going to get a lot better. I mean, but we Steve Gonzalez, he owns the garden in Murphy's.
Yeah.
He has been such a great,
organizer.
yes. So he kind of showed us, this is what can be done. And,
he makes
took
maps.
the grade road cleanup and made it super nice. So we have a cleanup we've been putting off because of snow. Where we have the road mapped out, and we have a map already ready, and we have all the sections.
Yeah.
It's from Forest Meadows to Avery.
Right.
And we're hoping to actually do that the 3rd of...
depending on the snow along the side of
the
the
3rd
roads.
of April.
Yeah.
But, we have the Calaveras Highway 4 Cleanup Crew page on Facebook, and that's where we just keep people updated on everything.
And where you
Very
can
nice.
find the next event. We'll start up also the White Pines cleanups
it.
again on Tuesdays.
Got
We'll
it.
do Tuesday mornings to beat the heat usually. So that's something else people can count on.
And that's something that's pretty amazing, because the White Pines one, as example, the White Pines Park Committee.
Yeah.
A lot of those people are getting older, so that's one of the things that's really nice to see the next generations.
Well,
the newer.
It's great working with them, and they kind of voiced that they've been kind of reaching out, trying to find people who would come and try to help beautify and stuff. So I'm really happy to.
But also learn from them.
Way.
It's not like you're kind of getting from them instead of like, oh, we're taking over and we're the new people.
They want all the help. Yeah,
it's like she's able to learn their ways, and
maybe you guys can adopt the logging museum as well, because most of those.
Yeah, we'll see.
And we have actually had like a group that had an adopt a highway portion, reach out and donate all their good stuff, and be like, we're too old to do this anymore.
Right.
So we hope to clean their portion of the road when we can.
Yeah,
very nice.
That's what makes the grassroots part of this so exciting and organic, like you like to say.
We'd love to go 501, but it's right now we don't have anyone that has done it before. We want to keep going strong and not get distracted.
But sometimes, just do what you're doing, because if people are worried about their little deduction, it's like, just go.
It's too much paperwork when we want to get our hands dirty.
Yeah, just go do it.
Yeah.
So what areas have you working, or who do you plan on covering?
Well, we've done Camp 9.
Yeah.
Camp 9 was our biggest one.
We probably want to do that every year.
Yeah, well, hopefully it's not as bad. Hopefully people catch on that it's not a place where you go dump, your mattress or your fridge when you're done with it. And then...
Parade Road.
If it's clean, people feel weird about being the first appliance there. But if there's a pile there, they're like,
Yeah, everyone else does it.
Right.
Yeah. So we're trying to get I would love to get from Copper to Dorrington all clean.
Very nice.
I know we have a lot of Adopt a Highway groups, and I would love to meet the people that are, you know what I mean?
Support
like,
them and
and be like, hey, we have some people that want to help out. Like, when are you going to clean up? Anything little like that.
Yeah.
And also let them know, like, hey, we adopted this part of the highway, but my grandpa just had something just happen, and we could reach out to us.
Yeah.
Exactly. So reach out to us and we'd be like, hey, we have people that want to clean up, or like, when are you having a cleanup?
Right.
For now, we're very specific too. We want to stick with the Highway 4 portion of Calaveras County, because we're both natives to the Highway 4 corridor, as well as a lot of the admins in the group.
Right.
So maybe further on we'll branch out, but we're still such a baby group. Like she said,
if someone reached out from Valley Springs and was like, hey, we would love to go help them.
Yep.
But we're at this point we're probably going to be focused on our area.
Yeah, and I think that's a good one, because a lot of times, with the influx of tourists and everything else, it's it will be probably a repetitive problem that needs to be.
Exactly.
Unfortunately.
We cleaned French Gulch, and a lot of the people that showed up messaged me within a couple months, like, angry. There's trash already. I'm like, well, that's, I know.
It's inevitable, and, that's just part of the thing. We just have to stay positive and keep
I know my whole family, my poor daughter, I drive her to school every day in Avery from Vallecito, and I'm like,
so now, have you guys
trash.
formed a group that stalks people that trash, though? Have you done that?
We don't.
No, I'm just kidding.
Well, and we found a lot of addresses, I'm just going to say, and we just throw them away.
That's true.
Honestly, I am not about
pointing fingers, putting people on blast.
Someone could hire someone to go to the dump for them.
Right.
You just can't get, and that's negative.
I know, but that's one of some of the.
Yeah,
I've wanted to drive past and yell out at people, pick up your trash. With
you're just trying to stay positive and go do it, rather than, because sometimes, if one of the dark sides of some of the social media is sometimes they can go down the rabbit hole. But that's not something.
It never is. It never ends up good.
No.
I've noticed.
No,
you just gotta.
Yeah.
Ignorance is bliss. Get it done, but don't point fingers or blame it on the out-of-towners, because a lot of out-of-towners are amazing, and a lot of locals throw their little vodka bottles out every day in the same spot.
And not only that is it's an easy, sometimes the out-of-towners are the easy target, but we also realize that, from a lot of times whether it's on construction projects for second homeowners, a lot of us would not eat unless it was for the second, the people that come up here.
Yeah. Well, we've had a lot of outer-towners actually support us.
Yeah.
I had a neighbor who's a part-time resident, and she found out what I was a part of, and she went and bought a ton of supplies to just donate to the group.
There you go.
She doesn't live here full-time, but she loved what I was doing. It's just a lot of like-minded people, and there's no reason to bring the whole us versus them into
Or Tyler
any of
Mills, who
this.
did the entire Candy Rock cleanup because he was visiting his
Yes,
girlfriend's family.
that was another one.
He was
Candy
from a
Rock.
different
Cool.
state.
Yeah.
So you've done off like Candy Rock, camping, that
Yeah.
are off Highway 4, but are
But I've had little support groups too that come in or like maybe motivate us or take over. Murphy's Grade Road was another huge one, like you were saying.
Steve.
With Steve Gonzalez was the one who mapped that all out. And
I had him teach me how he did it.
Yeah.
So I still am not as good as him, but it's amazing having the road section off so you're not sending a bunch of people to the same spot.
To the
You
same
have-
spot.
Safety is huge
Got
for
it.
us.
Oh,
which
yeah.
is,
And then you can be
you
like,
know,
this section's
I mean,
done,
parts
or
of
this
grade-
section wasn't
parts of the
finished.
grade road can be kind of
Exactly.
And you can tell we tell people like just leave your bags there, and we have someone pick up all the bags
Yeah.
at the end. So just try and make it as easy as possible. You know,
Yeah.
we have
Yeah.
safety vests, we have grabbers, we have buckets,
You
we
guys
have
look
gloves,
official.
we have everything.
We're trying.
We even have helmets and goggles if you need them.
Yeah. If you
But-
really want to go that route.
Yeah,
Very cool.
we're totally
Yeah.
ready. You know, and if anyone needs anything cleaned up, just let us know, and we will be in touch with you quickly.
Yeah.
and get
very
it done.
nice. Now, I guess as far as on a planning basis, I know this was this last year. You guys now we're in March. Is there timing as far? Are you going to target? You know, obviously upcountry lots of times is a little bit later. Are you going to do some?
We had kind of talked with the Forest Service here back and forth
Yeah.
a while, mostly like in the campground areas in the Stanislaus area. And, you know, it was kind of like just thrown around, nothing specific. But they did ask or were appreciative that we even wanted to help. And so maybe that's something that we will talk about with them
Okay.
through the summer months when
Like
the campground's
Boyd's Crossing
open.
down towards the
Yes,
river,
Boyd's
that-
Crossing
okay.
was definitely one of them. Stanislaus,
Right.
the Spicer
Yep.
River campground
Yep.
area
Yep.
was another one. And
We
yeah.
kind of agreed. We're like, we will help clean up, but we're not touching the bathrooms.
Yeah, that was kind of our.
You know, like that's for the staff.
Right.
Yeah,
But like,
exactly.
yeah.
It kind of changes that whole fun.
But yeah, if
Yeah.
people come and
Fun
trash your campsite, call us. Yeah,
Right.
we'll or your
Or
campground.
there was an
you know,
instance
like
last year. I think it was
the snow.
4th of July weekend at Utica and
Yeah.
Union, where the dumpsters were full and people were just kind of leaving their trash there
Yeah.
and let it pile up.
Yeah.
You know,
And there was 2 workers being paid
Yeah.
for 13 campgrounds or something
yeah,
crazy like
something
that.
crazy.
But everyone was
Wow.
coming
Yeah.
up.
Right.
Yeah. So that's something too, like if that happens again, maybe we could get our crew together because when we have a lot of helping hands, it gets done fast.
Yeah.
So like Camp 9 did not take that long to get things done. And that's part of the cool thing too is seeing so many people come out and when they work together.
Well, and like the
it
last
happens
cleanup, it
fast.
would have been depressing if it was me by myself crawling around through blackberry bushes,
yeah.
like picking up household trash. But
Yeah.
you were there, and we made light of it,
Yep, exactly.
joking around.
Yeah.
And yeah,
There's
I mean,
always
it
the-
definitely is nice,
Yeah.
the moral support of having a team. You don't want to just go pick
No.
up trash by yourself.
Because there are some
sometimes.
dark sides. Like I've done Parrots Ferry by myself before, and it was just too. There was too
Overwhelming.
much. It was overwhelming, and I wasn't enjoying it anymore.
She ended up video chatting me, and she's like, "This is crazy."
Yeah. So when you get
Down
up,
by the bridge? Or
no,
not
I
part of
did
it?
From
Timon
the
and Caverns.
turns,
Yeah.
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 But when you get a group of people together, not only do you get it done faster, but it is fun and it's
You're almost looking
enjoyable.
for more trash. It's like Easter egg hunt.
Yeah.
You can find more trash.
Exactly.
But by yourself, you're like, oh, there's just more and more and more. And it's hidden under
Yeah.
stuff and in the ravines, you know. Like a lot of the time
Yeah.
you can't see it from the road.
Helping hands make lighter work.
boy.
So that really
And,
is true for this.
you know, when you love doing something, it's easy.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things that we've heard about our county is it's not always as welcoming to new people. You know, like the old saying is your grandparents had to be born here, then you had to be before you're a local, so to speak. So is this a way to kind of a hazing process for newbies to the area? So if they come out and they do trash, then if they do it for so many hours, they get to be a local? Is there like is there like a button that they can? Does that
we
work?
have a sticker.
Yeah, I mean, if you do like 40 hours of trash, then you're a local, right? You've earned your.
I think
definitely.
I'm just kidding.
It definitely breaks and it introduces them to the locals that are gonna kind of kick your name around and be like, hey, they showed up.
Anyone who has respect for the beauty of this area and the motivation to keep it that way is a local in my book. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, I went to the beach. I went to Dillon Beach over the summer, and I was like, finally getting out of here. And I showed up, and you had to wear a mask into the bathroom at the beach, and I was like, I didn't even bring a mask. Like, I was going on vacation, and I realized, like, that's how people are when they come here. They deserve to see the mountains. I deserve to see the beach. Yeah. So let's just not be like that. And let's accept people. I mean, there are locals that litter just as much as out-of-towners. So I don't think it should not be like that. But yes.
Bruce brought that up because lots of times if people come up here to an area and, there's a little bit of apprehension. Are they going to be welcomed? Are they going to, I think something like this is a perfect way to
show up
get
to
out
our
and
cleanup
meet people.
and then,
I mean, it's a very, very cool thing.
We've had a lot of people reach out and that are new around here and be like, hey, we want to help out.
Or how,
and,
or where.
We actually went through a little bit of a time where it was like, should we only allow locals in the group? Right. One of the admin, and I was like, wait, this isn't, I want out-of-towners in the group. I want them to be a part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Should like a 20-hour sticker. If you picked up trash for 20 hours,
it's like an I voted.
You're a local, right? You've done your hazing. You're part of the frat.
Yes, we accept you.
All right, we've got a couple minutes left. So, the name of the group again? Let's run down through it. How people can find you guys, all the rest of that stuff. So let's see.
Calaveras Highway 4, and that's the number 4.
Yeah. Got it.
Cleanup Crew.
Got it.
On Facebook. We're on Instagram as well.
You're on Instagram as well? Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know, Marita, if you get a hold of her, she always knows what's going on. Well, she tries to always know what's going on.
And that's her job. She needs to...
Exactly.
Yeah.
She's really... Her and I have picked up a lot of trash together. So I appreciate her.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
I can't wait to see what happens next.
I think that's the most exciting part is just seeing, since last year was our first, kind of getting into it, and then seeing what this summer will bring us, and the big cleanups once the snow melts and winter's over, and trying to figure out what the next step is.
And my kids are only getting bigger and stronger. So.
What are the age ranges?
My youngest is 4, my oldest is 13. So pretty soon they can each...
She's got a whole crew.
Carry a couple bags. And I'm just excited to be on my feet again.
Yeah.
And to be able to, it was really hard. My poor co-admins had to lug my scooter around for a couple cleanups, and I was in the way most of the time.
She was still there. She was.
Now, it's awesome, and I think that this community is really special, and the people here...
There's nothing like it. As far
I mean, I've been here my whole life, and most of the people I went to school with have started new businesses and like their own, and everything's just flourishing, and tourists like it here.
Yeah.
It's like, let's keep it beautiful. Let's make it more beautiful.
Yep.
Thank you. Thank you for what you've been doing. I mean, it's amazing stuff.
Thank
you for doing it. Thank you for taking the initiative to doing it, and it'll be fun to watch and see where you guys take it next.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Hope to see you at one of the cleanups.
I need to do that. I will do that. I will do it.